Hi everyone, welcome to Reading with the Coalition. My name is Sammy, and today we'll be reading Grumpy Monkey. This book is by the author, Suzanne Lang, and it's illustrated by Mark Lang. And today we have the permission from the publisher, Random House Children's Books, to be reading this together. This is the front of the book, where you may find a picture that tells you a little bit more about the book, like a grumpy monkey's face. You'll find the author and the illustrator. Then we have the back of the book, and it may also have a picture related to what the book's about. The picture on this back of the book has a bunch of animal friends, kind of curiously looking at one very grumpy monkey storming away. And the back of the book may tell you a little bit more about the book. We know that Jim is having a very bad day, according to the back of the book. And this is the spine of the book. The spine of the book holds all the pages together. It'll also tell you the title of the book again, the author of the book, and sometimes the illustrator of the book. So we're going to get started and find out a little bit more about why is this monkey so grumpy. One wonderful day, Chimpanzee woke to discover that nothing was right. The sun was too bright, the sky was too blue, and the bananas were too sweet. Jim was confused. What's going on? Maybe you're grumpy, suggested Norman from next door. I'm not grumpy, Jim insisted. Here we have Norman from next door, and we have Jim looking very grumpy, but insisting he's not. On his walk, he met Marabou. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Marabou. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Marabou. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. But look at how you're standing, Marabou said. It's true, said Norman. You're all hunched. So Jim loosened up. Here we have Marabou. Here we have Jim loosening up. Then he ran into Lemur. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Lemur. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Lemur. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Your eyebrows look grumpy, said Lemur. It's true, said Norman. They're all bunched up. So Jim raised his eyebrows. Here we have Lemur. And here we have Jim raising his eyebrows. Then he tripped over Snake. Oh no, said Norman. That's the last thing you need when you're feeling so grumpy. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Then why that frown, said Snake. I think it's because he tripped over you, Norman whispered to Snake. So Jim put on a smile. So here we have Snake. This is when Jim tripped over Snake. And here we have Jim's very, very big smile. Finally, Jim looked happy, but he didn't feel happy inside. Everyone wanted Jim to enjoy this wonderful day. You should sing with us, said the birds. Jim didn't feel like singing. You should swing with us, said the monkeys. Jim didn't feel like swinging. Here you see all the birds singing and all the monkeys swinging. You know what? You should roll with us, said the zebras. Jim didn't feel like rolling. You should stroll with us, said the peacocks. Jim didn't feel like strolling. You should lie in the grass. You should stomp your feet. So here we have a lot of animal friends giving Jim a lot of ideas about what he should do to not be grumpy. We have the zebras. We have the peacocks. We have a lion and an elephant. Here we have some more friends. You should take a bath and make a splash. You should hug someone. You should laugh. You should take a nap. You should eat old meat or some honey. You should jump up and down. You should sit in the sun. You should dance. Wow. A lot of animal friends. Which ones can you point out? But Jim didn't feel like doing any of that. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked the others. It's such a wonderful day. I'm not grumpy, shouted Jim as he beat his chest. Wow, Jim looks pretty grumpy, but he's not, he says. I'm not grumpy. Let's hear you shout, I'm not grumpy. And he stormed off. So here we see all the animal friends that gave Jim a bunch of ideas about what he should do to not be grumpy. But Jim didn't want to do any of that. Like he said, he's not grumpy. Jim felt sorry, a little sorry for shouting at everyone, but mostly sorry for himself. I guess I am grumpy. Jim sighed. And just as he was starting to feel really sad, he came upon Norman. Norman was slumped. His eyebrows were bunched up, and he was frowning. What's the matter? Are you grumpy? Asked Jim. No, I danced with Porcupine, said Norman. And here we'll see that a bunch of the porcupine needles poked Norman. Are you okay? Asked Jim. It hurts, but I'll probably feel better soon enough, said Norman. Are you still grumpy? Yes, said Jim, but I'll probably feel better soon enough too. For now, I need to be grumpy. It's a wonderful day to be grumpy, said Norman. Jim agreed. And he already felt a little bit better. The end. I hope you enjoyed reading Grumpy Monkey. What was Grumpy Monkey about? Grumpy Monkey was about our friend, Jim Pansy, who was just having a grumpy day. He woke up feeling grumpy, and that's okay. It's okay sometimes to just be grumpy. And maybe there's no reason to be grumpy. And maybe your friends will try to help you feel better, but it's okay if you don't. And it's a wonderful day to just be grumpy if you are. Thank you again for reading with me and joining us for Reading with the Coalition.